My event was the triple jump, but I was originally a sprinter and I was a long jumper. I probably was a better long jumper than triple jumper. In fact, Bob, we was talking about this morning and stuff. He was wondering why, I didn't try to long jump at the games. But the way they had it set up back then, you had to compete in the national championships. And the event you competed in was the one that you qualified for to go to Lake Tahoe to train. And I petitioned, I put in a petition to get in the long jump at Lake Tahoe, and they denied it, and they did that with several other athletes that wanted to compete in other events. But I was a quality sprinter. I was a quality jumper. And my coach, he would say that I probably could have made the Olympic team in any of 4 events, depending on which one that I, focused on and stuff,
So what is the main thing?
The main thing right now is that I'm going to focus on, this clinic, and hopefully I can pass on some of the knowledge I have to some of the younger kids. And how did you happen to ask me that? I know how, because he was present. Yeah, but that's one of the sayings that, somebody said it to me, asked me that like many years ago, and I never forgot it and stuff, and because the main thing can be anything, it's whatever you want it to be. But whatever that is, you want to focus on, accomplishing the goal or whatever. I tell my kids every day, because I still coach, and they come to practice, and they come out there, some got telephones, they're doing this, doing everything, but focusing on getting ready to do their workout. And I tell them, remember what the main thing is. And when you leave the track and you're going to do your homework, your studies, that's the main thing. And when you're in the classroom. But whatever you're doing at that particular time, that's where your focus should be so that you can do it well, And then the other one I told the kids in one of the sessions the other day was that, who can tell me what extraordinary is, And one little girl raised her hand, but then she got a little nervous, so I went to call on her, and she did like this and said, I was just, smoothing my hair back. But, I tell kids, extraordinary is 2 words. Anybody can be ordinary. But to be extraordinary means you have to do the extra. You have to do the extra. When I was in college, some of the guys made note that they would say, come on, man, let's go. I was always the first one to practice, and I was always the last one to leave. Because I wanted to be better than, what I was. And I realized, and I got that from my grandfather, was that you have to work. There's no easy way to success. And the last one, and I didn't get a chance to use it because so many of us showed up yesterday that everybody didn't have an opportunity to speak. And it's one that I wouldn't, with a young group, I probably would never bring it up because they're so young. But in, high school kids and older, I always equate their everyday, going on to the hurdle race. Probably one of the hardest races in track and field is the hurdles because you have to clear 10 barriers. And a hurdler, if he hits one and stops running or he falls down and don't get back up, he doesn't reach the finish line. And that's always the object, reach the finish line. In life, every day you wake up, there may be an obstacle that you have to face and overcome in order to get through the day. And continue every day, you're going to face obstacles. And if you get in the habit of giving up, and I've talked to adults in programs, and I say, young lady here, she wakes up one morning to go to work, and she doesn't have a babysitter. What's she not going to do? Not go to work? Okay? So you have to learn to overcome the obstacles in your everyday life in order to reach the finish line. And the finish line for an adult is happiness, wealth, you know, all the different things that can measure success, you know, as an adult. And I always equate it back to the hurdle race and stuff, you know. And I tell them, think about it, hey, you're running hurdles. You fall down, don't get back up, the race is over. You'll never get to the finish line and stuff. And that's in life, that's in sport, whatever it is. You got to always finish. And my freshman year, we were doing a workout, and I stopped. I mean, I was tired. I had cramps and stuff. My coach told me, he said, if you can't finish running, walk. And I think one of the greatest moments that I ever witnessed in Olympic history was in 2000. No, in Barcelona in 92. There was a kid from the Bahamas in the 400. He pulled up about maybe 110, 120 meters from the finish in the 400, and his father jumped out of the stands at the Olympic Games and ran out on the track and helped his son cross the finish line. You know, helped him. His son was struggling and falling, and his father. And they asked him afterwards, you know, why did you join? He said, because I had always taught my son to finish whatever he started, you know. And you know, that's like was really, to me, that was the most outstanding moment that I witnessed in those particular games and stuff, you know. Now tell athletes, finish what you start, because the first time you don't, it's easy not to finish the next time. It gets easier to say, oh, I can't do this and stuff, you know.
Thank you so much.
Oh,